What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've just gotten back home from going to the gym, as we can quite clearly see. I've got my Subway, I've got my Boost, and I've got, hiding all the way down in the footwell of the passenger seat, a big bag of things. And we're going to be talking about Imbolc today. I'm going to take you through some of the rituals that I do, because today is Imbolc, and we're going to celebrate it. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I have already opened everything, but I'm currently using this. I don't know if you can tell, but there's the little rings in my eyes from where the light is hitting them. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen, not at you guys. There we go. I wanted to make sure that you guys could actually see it, but there we go. Intense, right? We've got some strip lights. I have to get an adapter. I think there's an adapter up at the top of my cupboard, and then that's going to go in. I have a plug over near my chest of drawers there. I'm going to try and get some ambience going. I bought a shiny pen to go with my shiny Book of Shadows, full weapon the Pride, a sticker book. There is one page in particular, I think I flipped past it already. I'll have to just get a regular old book to put some of these in as well. This one. For things like the gym, going to appointments and stuff, I could just put a sticker on the date. And apparently I'm very tired. And I also got a candle, which smells very sweet. It's just like a home brand one from like a Kmart. It says tropical. I know that was overexposed as hell, but this is the lowest setting that this goes on. So I can change the intensity up and down. And I can also, it's on yellow, but there's also a blue, and there's also a white. You can vaguely see the colour changes on my face. We're sticking with the yellow because Imbolc is one of the fire festivals. It is celebrating the dawn of spring. Not in Australia though, we're going into autumn, but I don't celebrate by season. Some people in the southern hemisphere do, and that's completely fine. I follow this as a way to sort of reconnect with my Celtic heritage and my Celtic ancestry. So I celebrate when they would have celebrated, and for them, they're going into spring in the northern hemisphere. So I'm celebrating this as that. Also, I have been putting off cleaning my room for quite a while, and a house cleansing ceremony is part of Imbolc, so that just happens to line up perfectly. Other rituals that you can do are a cleansing bath ritual. Basically, you light some candles, get some nice ambience going. You can like turn the lights off so it's just the calming light of the candles. Get yourself some nice scented ones if you want. You can also just get regular candles and put some incense on if that's what you want to do. Put some salts in the bath, put some, get nice and relaxed, put on some ambient music, and mind, body and soul, just unwind, let go of negativity. Would love to do that, but that is not the case here. There is a bathtub, but it doesn't get used as often because it's a house full of adults. So we've put a slab of wood over the top, and then essentially been using it as additional storage space. So it's where like the washing basket and my sister's like makeup and stuff that's in the bathroom sits. So I'm going to be taking a cleansing ritual shower instead. We're then going to do some fire scrying, and we might do a love reading for myself, and I'll just completely call myself out. Imbolc is a time of magical energy related to the feminine aspect of the goddess, of new beginnings and of fire. It's also a good time to focus on divination and increasing your own magical gifts and abilities. Take advantage of these concepts and plan your workings accordingly. Because of its proximity to Imbolc, to Valentine's Day, Imbolc also tends to be a time when people start exploring love magic. And it is important, if you're going to do it, read up on it. I will link this entire guide to Imbolc in the description below. It does have links itself to Learn Religion's articles, both on love magic itself and on the ethics of it. If you are going to get into that, I do strongly suggest you read up on those. There is also a specific way to set up your altar. I don't currently have an altar space, but I am working on getting that. That is something that I would like to have. We can do a candle ritual. I'm going to do the candle ritual, finish off with some scrying, and what was the other bit I was going to do? And then by the light of that, we'll do some divination as well. This is generally a time when initiations and dedications take place, because it is celebrating new beginnings, what with new life coming in the coming spring. And then we're going to finish off with an Imbolc prayer. But before we get to any of that, I am going to go and have my shower and come back feeling refreshed. So let's do it. Now for that one. Really, that's as high as we're going to get? Okay. Well, alright. Still not great, but look, it's what we've got. For whatever reason. It'll sit on orange, but it won't. Yeah, doesn't do much. Got it. I can sit just there. Alright. So, we've done our shower, we washed our hair, we feel fresh. Let's do our candle ritual and some fire scrying. Alright. So the candle ritual is for solitaries. I'm sure there's a way you can include more people if you've got more people to celebrate with. Put those out of the way. Move this across so I've got some space. Sure. My bed's got all sorts of shit still on it. Alright. Now there is a whole bunch of whatever to read through. you're more than welcome to. So it tells us to first set your altar up in a way that makes you happy, and brings to mind the themes of Imbolc, which are renewal, rebirth, purification, and cleansing. We're already starting to get that scent. That's good. Prior to beginning your ritual, take a warm cleansing bath. We've done that. Beautiful. It says, while soaking, meditate on the concept of purification. Once you're done, dress in your ritual attire if you normally wear it, and begin the rite. You'll need, and it says here that you'll need 7 candles in red and white, and that tea lights are perfect for that. Look, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm sure there's a reason why they say 7, but I'm just going to be doing it with the 1. So let's see what we get there. Something to light your candles with. I have already done that. A large bowl or cauldron big enough to hold the candles. It has its own cup. Sand or salt to fill the bottom of the bowl or cauldron. The idea being that you would be putting them all in the same thing together, basically. So it doesn't have to be an actual like cauldron from Harry Potter. It can just be a dish that will fit the 7 candles in there, probably in like a hexagon shape with one in the center, and then you're just basically putting some sand or some salt to stop them from moving too much. Is basically the idea. If your tradition requires you to cast a circle, you would then do that. Casting a circle is kind of easy. I just realized I don't have my ring light on. I'm doing this whole thing and I don't have... Yeah, no, we were on orange. Cool. And that's as dim as we go. That's fine. We're in the mood now. There we go. It doesn't look it because the window is right there, and as I said before, orange tends to be what the inside looks like, but you can see behind me that, yeah, I mean, if I crank this, that'll fix that, I'm sure of it, by making it darker, because there's a much brighter source of light. But basically, the reason it looks white / more blue, I guess, other than the obvious, I've got my orange lights sitting there, is that it's natural light. So cast your circle. You would then pour sand or salt into the bowl or cauldron, place the 7 candles into the sand so they won't slide around, and then, yeah, so it says here, there's little prayers you say when you light each one. The prayer goes, although it's now dark, I come seeking light. In the chill of winter, I come seeking life. That's the first candle. I'm just going to put little breaks in between when you put each candle in. I might even just put a finger up for the next one. So the second one, I call upon fire that melts the snow and warms the hearth. I call upon fire that brings light and makes new life. I call upon fire to purify me with your flames. This light is a boundary between positive and negative. That which is outside shall stay without, that which is inside shall stay within. I call upon fire that melts the snow and warms the hearth. I call upon fire that brings the light and makes new life. I call upon fire to purify me with your flames. Like fire, light and love will always grow. Like fire, wisdom and inspiration will always grow. I call upon fire that melts the snow and warms the hearth. I call upon fire that brings the light and makes new life. I call upon fire to purify me with your flames. Fire of the hearth, blaze of the sun, cover me in your shining light. I am awash in your glow, and tonight I am made pure. You then would take a few moments to meditate in the light of your candles. Think about the Sabbath of Imbolc, as a time of healing and inspiration and purification, and just basically take the time to meditate. You may decide that this is where you're going to do some fire scrying, which is basically just looking into the flames and sort of essentially just letting the flames take all of your focus until you can sort of feel yourself sort of just like fading out a little bit. And it's at that point where your unconscious is sort of able to sort of step in and say some things to you that you'll be able to take some sort of a message away from it. And if I haven't made that sort of clear enough, you know when you're just like sitting there, just like staring at his face, and then all of a sudden someone will like say your name, you're like, "Ooh, yeah, sorry, I'm paying attention now." It's essentially the same thing, but you're just like looking at the fire. And you just let yourself just sort of, and then yeah, at some point you may sort of hear or see some sort of a message, whether it's in the fire itself or like just in your head, you know, a particular thought that, you know, or idea or something might come to you. That's the basics, essentially. And this even asks some questions here. It says, do you have something damaged that needs to be healed? Are you feeling stagnant for lack of inspiration? Is there some part of life that feels toxic or tainted? Visualize the light as a warm, enveloping energy that wraps itself around you, healing your ailments, igniting that spark of creativity, and purifying that which is damaged. And then, yeah, when you're ready to end the ritual, do so. There's no, you may choose to do a full, like, you know, show of dedication to Brigid, and sort of thank her for being part of your ceremony, and, you know, there's a particular word and I can't think of it, but essentially you're just like letting the deities go, essentially, like you're excusing them from the table, sort of a thing, and thanking them for being a part of your ceremony. You may choose to follow it with healing magic or with a cakes and ale ceremony, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a more social than serious ceremony where you eat, of all things, cake, and drink, of all things, ale. So that had a prayer in it. I'll skip the prayers just so we can save some time. I'm going to do some in a second. But the last things last. I just want to double check that I've given you guys the right basics for fire scrying. Yeah, so it says here, light your fire or candle if that's what you're using, and take some time to watch it. Let the flames grow taller and bolder and brighter as each bit of kindling catches fire. Breathe deeply and evenly, allowing yourself to relax and become comfortable as the fire blazes. When you have a good, strong fire going, like I currently do, let's bring you up gently. It's a light source, so of course you're not going to be able to see it too well, but it's going quite nicely. Put you back down. Ooh, yeah, that's. I may be taking a quick nap after this, I think. So yeah, once you have a good strong fire going, focus your vision on the center of the dancing flames. Don't worry about staring too hard, just rest your eyesight wherever is most comfortable. Draw the energy of the flames towards you, allowing yourself to feel their power. Now, for some people, this means the uncanny ability of, particularly if it's just like an open fire, like you just having like a bonfire or something in your backyard for this. Some people have the uncanny ability to draw the smoke towards them as well. If you know who that person is, try and sit on the other side of the fire from them. Because as soon as they start drawing energy and the smoke starts going towards them, you'll be all good. So it can heal or harm, create or destroy. Fire is associated with strong will and power. Watch as the fire flickers and flashes. Do you see images in the flames? Some people see clear images, while others see shapes in the shadows, mere hints of what is within. Look for images that seem familiar, or for those that may repeat in a pattern. Do you hear sounds as you watch the fire? You may hear the crackling of wood, the roar of larger flames, the snapping of embers. Some people report hearing faint voices singing or speaking in the fire. And thoughts and ideas may pop into your head, seemingly unrelated to anything you see or hear. Be sure to use a notepad or journal so you can write these things down for future exploration. Spend as much time as you like watching the fire. Once you start to get uncomfortable or fidgety, it's time to wrap things up. So you might fire scry for 2 minutes, you might fire scry for an hour. There is no set limit of time. You can go as long as you like. If you are comfortable and you are zen and you're just taking in mystic messages from the universe, then keep going. Do you? When you're ready to end your scrying session, take a few moments to relax. You were already, but take some more time to relax. Relax even more. And obviously look away from the fire. You may feel a high sense of energy or an unusual sensation of clarity. If you do, don't worry, that's not uncommon. You can either leave the fire burning, if it'll be safe to do so, or you can extinguish it. Be sure to review any notes you made. If you are writing notes, be sure to review those later so you can reflect on the things you've seen. If you scry regularly, get into the habit of comparing notes from one session to the next to see if there are messages or images that appear often. That's how we fire scry. So I gave you the basics. Essentially, while you're relaxed and staring, and looking into the flames, what are the 5 senses telling you? Because they had things like sight and sound, but like touch, you can feel the warmth coming off you. Does it sort of come and go and come and go? Is it just constant and just ever increasing? Obviously this does depend on the size of your fire and whether or not, and like the distance from it you're sitting. But if it's something just like a candle, do you suddenly just get this like sense of warmth over you and then it goes back to being normal? Or and if so, does it correspond with anything you're seeing? Does it correspond with anything you're hearing? Because that could be a particularly strong message that's trying to come to you. Smell and taste don't apply as much unless you like smell or taste something that's like not a part. Like for instance, I've got a scented candle. Of course I'm going to smell things. It's the whole point of that candle. But yeah, basically, what are the 5 senses telling you while you're doing it? Be mindful, but at the same time, try not to focus too much on your senses. Just sort of, yeah. Alright, we're going to do a love reading to wrap this up. I'm going to do a love reading for me. I'm going to turn that off. We don't need that. We've got the ring light. Alright, so I'm just going to shuffle this. I have also got my crystal grid deck here as well. I'm going to look at that in a second. Let's do the shuffle that people always like to see, because I can do it. Doing it up higher so you guys can see it does make it a little bit more difficult. Normally I just do it sort of in front of me, but that doesn't let you guys see it. And I don't have any sort of table thing in front of me. Don't have a solid surface to do it on. And now we've got the overhang just does not want to budge. I need to get some space in there. Let's do one more. Wasn't happy with how that ended. Excuse you. Beautiful. All right. When random facts are arranged inside your head, always fun. Let's go with that. Alright. Now, I did see a love reading that you can do. I'm just going to pull the top card. I'm just going to do a card a day style reading, and we'll just relate it to relationships. So our top card is Six of Pentacles reversed. I'm not sure if I should be worried about a 6 reversed. There are some cards where you gotta reverse it. Oh yeah, no, it. Okay, so greed, taken advantage of, and debt is what it stands for. Be wary of being taken advantage of with your. It says with your finances. We're going with relationships. You may be a giving person in nature. However, not everyone will turn the favor. Track your inserting relationships and make sure your balance is able. Make sure your balance is able to support your lifestyle, as you have a tendency to save money. Greed surrounding you, and those involved only care about their own gain. Yep. Definitely take caution about where you spend or lend your money, because you may not get it back. Yeah, this is relevant. This could also pretend to be a relationship where you're constantly giving and the other person. Yeah, cool. So relationships do come into this. Got it. Where you're constantly giving and the other person is constantly taking, creating an imbalance in your partnership, or vice versa. Learn to put your needs above all else and take ownership of finances. You can't give to others what you don't have. Wow. Relevant. We're not going to dig too deep into that on the channel though. Certain things need to stay in the private life. The fact that I'm scrying myself in front of you at all is, I mean, I know tarot readers on TikTok and stuff do readings for other people. I've never seen them do it themselves, because it is hugely personal. And by doing like a collective reading or we had a whole heap of them sort of fell out then. Some red stones, rainbow obsidian, hematite, red jade, and red jasper. We might keep going until just one falls out though, we reckon. I've ended up with one, and it's just the quartz card, which is growth, alignment, and cleansing. It is, for all intents and purposes, the most basic, but also one of the most powerful crystals in healing crystals. So, containing all the colours of the spectrum, quartz is considered to be a high vibrational crystal with many metaphysical powers. A conduit of energy, it creates electromagnetic energy and dispels electricity, absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating positive or negative energy, which obviously is good for having as a cleansing crystal. You're able to cleanse negative energy and generate positive energy. Quartz is highly personal and works with your energy field one-on-one, attuning to it according to your needs. Quartz is easily programmable, allowing you to set your intentions so that stone works in your favor. It does, however, encourage you to set your intentions wisely. That's what the card looks like. We're gonna focus up on it. It's got some colours in there. Some pinks and some blues. This light is, with all of my reflective surfaces on these cards, it looked pretty when it was on the side of the, gleaming off the side of the cards as I did that. But yeah, that's where we're at. Cleanse my negative energy. Prioritize myself. My love reading is basically more self-love, which is what we're focusing on now anyway, so on the right track. But that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and ring that notification bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos. Again, I will leave the link to the whole Imbolc celebration stuff down below. Definitely go check it out if you're interested. And yeah, until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.